It's a ear Oh, God. Listen, look what me window. The people really eat that but naturally. Which ear? This a here. This a here and no here. Hey, no, me can't talk, man. Me if I call you, you know, and ask you how you think for work out. Not no go so. Sit down and chat and then take up one two little piece of set. So him no bother come with him foolishness. So that would be when get ready. Uh, so what tomorrow now. So what them a do? So how much people in get? Make sure you're not making kind of nobody else then because this a foolishness we have so much smarty. Because then the other man you say I come from so I come with three. So that's oh. So that 11. Okay. I remember saying I had the food too, you know. Mm. Him not gonna left out neither. I mean, I look for him too. You follow they say all of them, all of everybody, everybody broke and hungry, you know, brother. Everybody. Yeah, when me done my live, I call you back. Yeah. Good night, everybody. I want to do bless up on yourself. Yeah. Top up the screamers and I come on in. Good night, Fergie. Hold on, me soon I put on my YouTube, my TikTok, you know. They requested me to bring with them some vegetable instead of then I want no more tin mackerel and canned beef. Man, the people were joyful for the callaloo. Sorry, me have 100 pounds of callaloo to get them. Why? I wish I could do more, but I need more money.
Yeah, so you did call, you did check them about the mixer. You know, you have to call it today. You actually did check about the mixer. Now how much is the
No, I'm not checking man about the mixer. I saw your video with the callaloo and saltfish care packet. So impressed. Boy, I'm in Clarendon. Empress 7. Annie, me did big up already. Big up yourself, Annie. Listen, Fergie. The week before them, they begged me, say they, you know, try callaloo and this, or the tin mackerel and something they might from the hurricane. And if me couldn't get like a callaloo when me I come out there, I'm glad for it. And me I tell you, you know, right now, if me could get 100 pounds of callaloo and bag them out. Because some people where they cross the road, and we couldn't get to everybody. We think we give about 30 odd people. Mm-hmm. And plus, I when me come, me stop on the road and me carry 4 different bags with, you know, toilet paper, mackerel, canned beef, rice, flour, sugar. Like what they did at the first bag them and get them out on the road. So, right now, I'm going over 70 care package bag when me get out. And me still have some more stuff. Me so wait for, something. Oh God, and people been calling me. Even in my community, me give out care bag. Me just don't want them contact and set for my beliefs and me turn supermarket. Only because of the hurricane. And you know, me notice with the people them prefer come look to you, the little poor man, for help them. And Andrew Holness and the government and the MP we have a bag of money. And I can drive up them Prado and say, they now go to them, you know, they're afraid to go to them. But when election come, they're afraid to take you $5,000 from them to go vote. You see how them people are fool? They not have no sense. Honestly, man, they were grateful. The people, hey, the people then big me up, the people then say, Auntie Jen for Prime Minister. Eh? Not one of them member know the think like what me do. I say, you know what? Yes, it may be more costly than go buy rice and flour and sugar, and that's what everybody head for. But you have to understand, if you can fulfill the need and make somebody feel, me say, me buy all 2 little, me just in that place and me say, me buy some chicken food too. And me say me give them 5 of chicken food. Cause share me sure everything make everybody get licked in. Cause me never planning away there. I made them, I said, them are going to cook them liquor soup. Them are going to cook them liquor soup. You would even know me feel bad. Me feel bad in the sense of me could have buy some more of the chicken foot, you know. But me did a thinking of myself. Because me know they not no light and nothing down there. Me I say, them did request me to give them callaloo. They request me to give them the chicken. Them have to go cook the callaloo. Because I stay for the another day. The saltfish not spoil. But them something they know. Them have to cook them the same day. Almost everybody is saying them have to cook soup. Everybody I said them have to cook soup. I mean, I say, my God. And you know, so because of that, I mean, yesterday me cook some soup with chicken foot, you know. And when me da come back, me buy some crayfish. Me say one man I sell crayfish on the road. And me buy the crayfish them. Live crayfish them. All of me carry them throw them in the sink them across. And me cook the soup yesterday and my son said to me, say, Mommy, put the crayfish them in the soup, man. And me telling you that, guys, you don't have to go try the soup, man. Trust me, the soup tastes so good. I'll tell you warm up box of my soup. Me don't know if my granddaughter finish eat half a soup. When me done, me I go look. As a matter of fact, me soon go look and me not make my crayfish then spoil. Me say soup nice, the soup nice, the soup nice, the soup nice. Man, the soup nice. Let me tell you, oh God, God, you know so you're real. You're a real God wherever you are. Because I know your presence fill this universe. But who no one believes that there's a true living God? You prove yourself to me time and time again. You can't do good and not get result. Let me look on him. Let me look if she send me a message. She sent me nothing to talk yet, so. Somebody watch the video and see how me I get the people them. Good evening, sweet peas. Let me say, oh no. They were so, yeah, Auntie Jen had dinner already, but I had that crayfish soup in Jamaica early this year. Me say, anytime I go back again and see man I sell the crayfish them again, I go buy 2 bags of them and come put them up in my fridge so I'm ready. But kind of crayfish soup, the boy, with the chicken foot in it. Me I tell you, man, I mean, not even have all the ingredients that I want. I'm going to tell you, say, I don't know, I just see one pack of fish noodle in my cupboard. And I put the fish noodle in the soup. I say, trust me, man. Trust me. So, she didn't send me back no message yet. But somebody saw it. Somebody saw it and said to me that we don't finalize it yet. I'm going to show you, say, oh, people, some people out there with good art. The person said, I don't have no money, but I raise pigs. And she was thinking that, you know, so she will give one of the pigs towards contribution. I may say, that is a good idea. So, we are work on that. We are work on that. And whatever else we are work on. Some beg me bedding. They need bedding. We can't give everybody bedding. One lady, 2 old elderly asked me for church clothes. I'm going to try to fulfill that need for them. And I have some little something right down in the book. I forgot to look back. But that made my soul feel full. What? €50 a pound? Whoa. Hi, Clive, how you doing? You know, somebody asked me for a day or then I say some of my call of them. Michael, if you hear me, give me a call, man. Me not say, me not hear from you. Somebody that ask, I always then ask for again, or we not hear from. Well, people have to understand, say election done now. Most of the people were more interested in the election thing. They're not really, worse since the party never win, they're not really too interested like that. But we have to keep talking. And I tell you something, you know, if I should have put that bag of something where the man gave me that weigh about £5 and me give him $3,000. Well, him say 3,000 for the bag. If me did want to ball him down to him, would have give me for less. But me not say I hustle them a hustle. Me not bother ball him down. Because one guy will sell right at the train line. When he put 4 of them, when he boil them and season them and cook them and put them in a bag, he put 4 in a bag and $1,000. And if me could have buy that for him and go cook them and make a heap of money upon it. So, we just want to give thanks and praise. Yeah, man.
Hindi mo yung bago. Ah, hindi mo yung bago. Then, di ko rin madu yung mong zira. Di madu yung ting. Then, di ko yung ting.
Just respect that you are the Prime Minister and show your respect.
Now we see what the government of Jamaica is saying. That people who have them people who in a hurricane must put up them family and him order some houses from them I go order some container houses from container houses. Make NHD order the house them. NHD I go order the house them. And you're going to get the house through housing trust. You're not getting the house them for free. Make sure you say, you see my brother, yeah? So, me never stop talk about it. Every time I talk about him, me feel, me I get one feeling where me shouldn't really I get. Good night, Kimon. Kimani. Good night. And me sit down and me think about it, people. Me I think panic. And me I say, I don't even know if it's no, me not telling like sweet peas. I am getting a little bit. In Ghana, South Africa. In Ghana, South Africa. Vesca, good night. How you doing? Alright. TikTok, good night. Tap up the screen as I come on in. Come on, man, and I press up the button. Look here now, people. Look here. I put up a video today. I don't know if you all watch it yet, but let me see if I find it. See there? Government urge family to shelter relative after. People no stay right there on the land. Or they don't move. Don't left gun away. Stand right there under the tarpaulin. Tell her no build up back. So no get two pieces. Walk and pick up a board them and nail them up back together. And stayed right there. Till you no can taka on the way out. No left gun away. If I did it for the hurricane till now, I no need for left gun away. Fix up back on a little place and stay right there. I never go get no house neither. You see house them? I never go get none. Now I have to play this for no hear. I put out the video today and I want to play it tonight. For no hear this. In the parliament, Damian Crawford asked some question of the government. Come on, why this now work? Look for Damian Crawford. I want them to listen. Listen to the question that Damian asks the government in our parliament. Whoever speak on the government behalf. Listen it.
Distribution of aid. Can you remind me of the number of packages that the government has distributed to this point? I think it was 116,000. 15,000.
115,000.
Partners
Listen.
distributed. Do you have information about that number from the partners?
Not in my notes here, but I can indicate, for example, that the World Food Kitchen is one of our stronger partners. To date, they've done just 1.3 million hot meals into various communities.
Right, but that's not packages. That would have been
just hot meals.
Right. So they will give a daily distribution of hot meals. So if we work with the 116, you also indicated that you estimate that each package will serve about 4 people.
Yes, for 4 days.
For 4 days.
So when I say package, make a pause it right here. So
with about 20 days gone.
Me pause it like. Alright, remember make you finish out first.
That is ideal. So with this number, which would have indicated that if it was serving a family of 4, then at best, each family would have received 1/5 of the time, or 1/5 of the families would have received enough times. Which one is the more likely circumstance?
Repeat this for my clarity.
All right, so for the 5 periods that would have existed since the hurricane, you have distributed enough food for 1 per family. So if it is 1 per family, then they would have received 1/5 of the times that you desired. Or was it that 1/5 of the family received enough rotations?
I'm not gonna say it here.
The reality of it might be a mix of the two. Because we have been back into locations to issue products.
So in that case, therefore, there would be some persons that would have been in a rotation, indicating that there might be quite a bit of persons that have not been touched by government.
The possibility could exist.
How quickly could we get that information so that we can cauterize and immediately solve that situation?
We could see to work on it just to complete it this week.
Is there any desire to work with members of parliament and their systems to provide some of that information?
Well, to the extent that we have been, I know the general instructions to the delivery crews is for us to cause that the PVCs are informed before we go into areas. And we, to the extent that
parish development, No, he
Parish
said
disaster coordinators. Parish disaster.
PDC's parish disaster
coordinator.
Remember, I'm telling you, a lot of people are watching, so a lot of these acronyms and abbreviations.
So to the extent that we're going into eras, Chair, then that is how we operate. We have seen in a number of instances members of parliament or councillors will come and they join in the
so if they find out about it,
but is there any
then
call?
they can show up. But there's no message to them directly.
Right. Is there a call? Can there be a
be
call for areas not yet touched, people not yet touched to be submitted? Because the numbers would suggest that either they are starving for 4 of the 5 rotations, or 4/5 of them are not getting. So either way, the numbers are not working out on our behalf. Is there a strategy to get more information so that that can be rectified?
We can choose a strategy around that, and we can start by leaning into the resources which are there, your PVCs, your councillors,
the churches.
The churches where necessary.
All right. How much water do you desire per day for the people in the worst affected areas? Bottles of water.
That's a calculus I don't have on my hands right now.
Okay. And how much bottles of water do we think they're getting per day currently?
The man dumb stuff.
All right, Chairman, we'll get that information at the next meeting. Because we didn't send in those questions. So we'll just...
I don't know if the word incompetence is the right word for use. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if incompetence is the word to use. I don't know. When you give me one word, I think me should I use. Somebody type in a word that I should use. Somebody type in the word. I don't want to use the word incompetence. There must be an next word, so I want you to type it in. Simple-minded. No, man, me want one word. If you're incompetence, it's too good to use. What other word should I use? Come on, think of a word. Yamed. 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 Clueless. In-depth. I like the word clueless because it would trend towards that. Dumb, delusional, and incompetence. Wow. Useless, Millicent. Useless. Useless government and clueless government. Almost 1 month since the hurricane, and 650,000 people have been affected. And the government to date has only issued 115,000 care packages. So how do the others survive? So the man did want 450,000 people for dead for hungry. Oh, no shame. What do really come here? You say all you come here can type in. You think me I go answer you? As somebody you look for call your name and answer you. You will get no recognition tonight. Kind of useless, clueless, and have no sense. Even if me love beg, me never beg you nothing. I will never. Just remember that. It is an utmost disgrace. It is shameful. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Tap up the screen for me on TikTok. Andrea, good evening. Worthless. Worthless is the right word? I don't even know. Dwayne, good night. $650,000 Jamaican were impacted by the, up to today day, 3 weeks and other ton 1 month. 115. But there's something that I want them to ask them. Because every little pop-up foundation start now. And where are the things that were given to the Jamaican people? None of the people receive. Nobody can give an account so they get none of the sleeping bag. Nothing at all. Where them there? I have a set of owner run out of contact about 1 p.m. Are you serious? Do you understand when people have nowhere to live? And no, and don't have any place to sleep? Huh? Do you? Some of them are not ashamed now. I really want to argue with them tonight. So, if you not come over here, if you can look, me for argue with them. I'm not argue with them. Because if you 1 p.m. where you talk about a criminal. Criminal. You don't know, so you're the Prime Minister not certified yet? All I know we talk. I don't know, so I'm not certified yet though. And 2025 I done again and then not certified. You know how much year I'm not certified? I'm not proud of that. And the hackers nothing not going? Huh? Somebody talk to me tonight. Good night, Dwayne Cummings. Janet Manning. Good night. I'm going to open the phone lines to give you a chance to call the program and share. But before I do that, I want to read this article that I saw this afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. President. And thank you, Minister, for your presentation. I have 3 questions, 2 on the general response from the government with respect to the different areas that I will talk about, and then one on the education sector. With respect to the restoration of electricity to the areas that are currently without, does the government accept that it erred when it prematurely announced the intent to end the JPS school license, which, according to what the permanent secretary said at PAAC yesterday, has put the company in a precarious position now to find financing to support recovery to the tune of US $400 million. And that they have requested an extension of the license.
Thank you, Fergie.
Is Cabinet considering to grant that extension? That's the first question. Please, don't interrupt me. The second question, Minister, is with respect to the establishment of the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority. I know that the Prime Minister will chair an oversight body that will be comprised of private sector and public sector individuals. Has the Prime Minister considered that it perhaps would have been optimal for him not to be chairman of this committee, given that... No, she's information minister. She is information minister.
Senator,
please.
Senator Morgan.
Please.
Minister Morgan, please. Senator Morgan.
Thank you. That it would be optimal for him not to be the chairman and for a committee in Parliament to be established and oversight be provided by Parliament. The Prime Minister, there will be significant drag on the Prime Minister's availability. He's head of government. So for him to chair that oversight body...
Mr. Tomlinson, ask a question.
All right, I'm asking...
No, he asked a question and he's commenting now. Just ask the question.
Well, Mr. President, I think the minister can respond on whether it would be optimal for him not to be chairman. And then, with respect to the education sector, I note that you said in your statement that the government is intends to engage the Caribbean Examination Council to make special accommodation for Jamaica. Is the government contemplating requesting a revision to the examination window that would accommodate an extension of the examination date? So rather than having the traditional April, May, June, it could be July, early August. That would allow the schools the additional time to prepare, which would also necessitate CXC designing alternative exams to accommodate that revised window.
CXC can't do that because them don't want people who none to sit the exam before none. Because they're afraid somebody will tell somebody the answer or the question. So I don't know that the part of it will go. But
I am currently at the constituency office for Northeastern St. Elizabeth, only to be informed that right next door, if I turn my head to the left, I will see where apparently the Minister of Justice is here in the constituency.
You're there.
I hear that some handing over is taking place and some care packages apparently are being handed out. I really don't know because I have not been officially informed. Why do I raise this? I raise this because it appears as though there is a pattern. Because on Saturday, the Minister of Local Government also came into the constituency. There was no prior notice given to me as a Member of Parliament. I was only informed that 60 care packages were given to the JLP Council for the Santa Cruz Division. The PNP councillors for the remaining 3 divisions did not know anything about the visit, and as Member of Parliament,
the dirtiness where these people are doing in our country.
About the visit. And I raise it because it raises serious questions. At the end of the day, we have to remember that we are the people's representatives, and we constantly say that we're not being partisan in how we approach the whole issue having to do with aid and relief distribution. But the truth is, actions speak louder than words, and the actions leave much to be desired.
Delroy Chuck, we are minister. Left them there, come in at the constituency without notifying the member of parliament and give the JLP councillor the care packages to give away. That's why when they were questioning at the house, then talk about Tongo, I won't leave them a give away otherwise. Then farm all foundation are out there give away to I use other people to give it away to for them people. Wanna talk to me now if them something alright. Wanna tell me what kind of government is running the country, that we have a hurricane and there are everybody who have need and we're not gonna make it turn politics to give people food? Politics to give people food? No, man. No. No. It is unacceptable. I went to Westmoreland and twice I went to Westmoreland and bring stuff. And Wednesday when I went, one labor right man was there with the armband on. And you know, I make like a joke of it. I thought, what you do with the green band on? And you know, when they try to twist it around so that me couldn't say the JLP on it for hide it from me. Because he well want the color and he begged me the most out of everybody. I remember, you know, I took the color because of request. And him did and say, and if you listen if you watch the video and you will hear the person was say, please miss, please, that's it. But I couldn't go. I didn't go with that intent. I go to see people. I didn't go to see party. I go to see human being who hungry and naked and clothesless and homeless. I don't have money like them, but the little that we can share, because it's a crisis. Those now who have the authority and the power, take the gift, go give for them people to go give for them people. What can go so? What can go so? Celine, good night. Wanna tell me what go so now? Then we call that love. We call that governance, our good governance. Food? Lord Jesus, man. We're gone bad. We really do. If all figure of food is have to be political, then we mind no good. So Mega Mart in Montego Bay, thank you, Mansa. Mega Mart in Montego Bay announced they will be closing permanently after the hurricane damage. Boy, and them did ransack the place that too, and I think them broke and take out everything out there. We see video did I come. So I think, boy, but I know. Jamaica is my home. I'm a born Jamaican. And I don't know. At the point when I decided that I come home to enjoy the latter end of my days, I don't know if it is going to work. Alright, I'm going to open up the boxes on TikTok. Gonna send me an invite. I'll put you in the box over YouTube. You don't know the number already. Go ahead and call. Infantile. Oh my God. Send me a request to join the box. Betty Ann, good night. Janet McIntosh, good evening. How you doing? I don't know. Good night, Fergie. Fergie.
Good night, Auntie. Yeah, good night, Auntie Jen. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I just want to say, first of all, thank you for what I saw yesterday with what you did with the Callaloo and Sawfish. That was great.
Yeah.
Those people were so grateful and so happy
They
for
were.
that little bit
They were.
that you were able to give.
Yes.
I was so happy when I saw that video.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, but Auntie Jen, I just want to say the country. I think Jamaica, as old as it is, it's an old country. It's still infantile, right? It's still not mature enough yet, and that's why you're seeing these things play out the way it is. You have one party, the Jamaica Labour Party, that it's all about what you can do for me as a person, not what you can do for the larger community. And you have the PMP, who their mantra started under Norman Manley, Nethersall, Paul Glasspool. All those men were all about what we can do for the people of the country. So it's just two different methodologies, and I don't think that will ever change. The only way for it to potentially change is to change the education system of that country and to truly educate the people. But under this current government, for the last 10 years, I don't think Jamaica will ever see that for a good while.
So, in your foresight, what do you think this third term will end up with?
I think the third term, in my opinion, is just going to end up with a lot more division. You're going to have a lot more division between the parishes, right? So now you have 8 parishes by the Minister of Health that has been declared leptospirosis outbreak, which, FYI, Auntie Jan, that's a very deadly blood infection disease. It kills. It's not like chicken pox or these other diseases. No, it's very deadly. And if you do not get immediate health care, you're gonna die. It's just that simple. You're just gonna die, and it can spread. So you're just gonna have a division between the people, between the parties, obviously, which is normal. We expect that, but for the most part, for years, we've had that division, but we sort of would come together in terms of major crisis. It would be like, we don't care about if you're JLP or PMP. No one cares about that, right? It's about your community. Like, it's more community in disasters. So I have a feeling we're not going to see that community at all, and it's just going to be parishes not wanting to deal with other parishes. Because in Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine area, life is normal for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Auntie Jen, I'm sure you're in St. Catherine.
Yeah.
So for you, it's normal. You're just like, okay, I go to the store, I do what I gotta do, no problem. I don't have to wait on a care package or food or water or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna have that resentment. It's gonna go back to the time way before our time, Auntie Jen, where the rural communities were the forgotten communities, and you had to live in the Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine, the metropolitan communities. And I think that's where the country's going to go. It's going to go down the path of a lot of wealthy people and a lot of poor people. And
so are you saying it's going to? Well, are you saying it's going to be worse than what it is now?
It's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. Auntie Jen, people are without. They have no roof over their head. It's not 10 people without roofs over their heads, right? We can understand what's 10 people. These are thousands of people without roofs over their heads, and there is no hope in their minds or in anyone's mind that they can get some sort of temporary roof over their heads.
But no, Fergie, but they so happy and alright, man, because the Prime Minister says they can go apply through NHT and pay them little mortgage and get back house. What you think about? So all the poor people should have can be able to get richer now?
No, Auntie, when you said it last night, I when I first heard it, I didn't listen to it completely. And I thought, oh, okay, so he's going to bring in the container houses to temporarily house these people. And I honestly, yesterday when I heard it, at first, I didn't pay attention. I'm at work. So I'm like, oh, okay, he'll get these container houses. But when you said it and you're like, no, they're going to have to pay for this. It's not for free. And I said, wait a second. First of all, let's dissect this, Auntie Jan. And I want people to really dissect this. The container houses are not for free.
Teacher, good night.
They're gonna have to pay. They're gonna have to pay for the container houses, right?
Mortgage, they're gonna have to pay for them.
They're gonna have to mortgage.
Yeah.
Now let's take a look at this. Logically, these people are not working.
Good night, Nadi.
Right? They're not working.
Well, hold on. That goes to show that he's not catering for those who are not working.
Right. He's not catering to those. And obviously, somehow the government does not care about those people whatsoever. So these people are not working. They're not earning a living. They're not getting monies coming in. They are homeless, basically, with no food. They're dependent on people like yourself, to deliver care packages to them so they can eat and sustain life. So how are they going to get these container houses? And like I said yesterday, I wrote, these are poorer people. How are they going to keep those container houses
but you wouldn't be
cooler?
qualified for the container house because going through housing trust, there's a process. So those who so that's out of the equation for the people at the lower end who have one little board house where them they capture land and live on. Then what the message the government is sending, me not care for you. You will have one little, you will take 2 little piece of pallet and bill and little setting up on capture land. That's for your business. Go make your family put you up.
Right. But Auntie Jan, that would be okay in their heads, in society, if it was like, say, let me say 500 people. If that was 500 people, they're like, good luck to you. But these are thousands. Auntie Jan, this is not just like 500 people. That's the issue. You have thousands of people. So you know what is going to happen, right? So essentially, foreign investors or local investors, when they figure out that you need a title to go build a house on a land, right? NHT is not going to give you a loan to go build a house on where you have no title. I know that for a fact. So you need a title. So if you don't have a title, you're not getting anything. Period.
No, you're not getting nothing.
So what will happen, foreign investors, the wealthier class in Jamaica, when they look at those titles and say, 50 years, 60 years passed, no one claimed it, they're going to chop it up. And if you have the money, Auntie Jen, you can go get a title for a little piece of property over here. Then you can go ahead and buy one of those container houses and put the container houses on your plot. And then you can turn around and rent it to those same poor people. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, I see your point.
So, for example, I'm not wealthy at all, but I mean, I could use my American monies. I can go buy a piece of land in St. Elizabeth, turn around and say, oh, I don't need to go through the pain of going through parish council, getting plans approved, or any of that. So basically, you bypass that and I'm going to say, I'm going to put on a container house. That's exactly what I'm going to buy, put it on there, and I'm going to now rent it out. So you, as a poor person, will never own that house. You're going to be paying rent. And guess what? In order to pay that rent, Auntie Jan, you're going to have to take whatever job comes around to you.
I agree.
So you see, we're still living in that colonial slave master slave situation.
It may be worse too.
It's gonna be worse. People are gonna be upset. You have people now, they have no home. I've been watching videos of every day of people like yourself going down in those communities, like deep in those communities. They have zero homes. They have even if they had a little one-room board house, there is nothing. They're sleeping outside. By the grace of God, I mean, they're not in the Kingston area, which is highly populated, that they don't have like people running around shooting them or trying to steal from them. By the grace of God. But that's going to happen soon. Give it another set of weeks.
Yes.
It's been what, 3 weeks? Over 3 weeks?
Yes, I go 1 month. When me observe, like the first week when me go Westmoreland, you see the crowd when me say come around me this last Wednesday? It's showing that people are gonna get more hungry.
Yes.
So even we gonna wanna deliver the food, I forgot also be careful how we're gonna go.
Yes.
Because
I noticed that.
They will mob you. Cause even when we say we're gonna buy the order of the book, they might say, you want to hear some of them want cost you know?
Yep.
So I'm going to order and book it, what we want, and then come and turn up like they want demand, so they might forget. So, you know?
Okay.
Because if a man hungry now, I see another man I get and you know I get. So if you notice, all me have to cut it down and share all, give everybody all 1 onion and 1 pepper.
I saw that. I saw when you were giving up the 1 onion. I said,
me carry chicken for 2 people where they beg me and I have to end up make them cut it for share it.
So you see where the mentality is, Auntie Jan. You see the mentality, right?
Yeah.
We're not in the age of, say for example, that happened, right?
Yeah.
What they should have done, someone should have taken those chicken feet and the chicken, cut it up, and make a big pot of soup or big pot of curry chicken for the entire community to come and eat together.
You see, we as a little people, when I have much thing, the people then have it could have carry. We have best dressed chicken all of that, and then could then go in our communities and give out a couple of chicken and chicken foot, you know. But they not do it.
They need the money. It's capitalism, Auntie Jan. People have to remember, I will always say this, that country changed in that 1980 election with the election of Edward Seaga, because he was bringing capitalism into the country, right? Where there are some who will be very rich and they will get rich off of the backs of the majority. It's that simple. Just like America. America is a big capitalist country. It is the biggest. Very few at the top, and everyone else stays below.
Oh, yeah.
Which still plays into the slave and slave the slave master's mentality. It plays into it. I don't think it's a global thing. It's something that I don't think the world will ever get through or correct. You have some societies that they do their best to mask it. Like China. China is a communist country, right? But even in China, they are very rich people who are at that government level. But the difference is they make sure everyone in their population is doing okay. That's the difference. Everyone has a roof. Everyone is being fed. So you don't feel this despair. And that is what's going to happen in Jamaica. You're going to have those people in the West that feel the despair.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And when a person is hungry, Auntie Jen, they will do anything to survive. They will kill their own mother.
That is true, you know. Yeah. And with all the hotel, them are closed down now and place are closed down and place that up and up.
Right.
And people not have no job and nowhere. How them are going to survive?
Right.
How the people are going to survive if they not no work?
And we're cutting in America. A lot of places are doing mass layoffs because of AI. You know, AI is a big,
And
thing.
all you see are going and still they and they're quite a plan for carrying the AI, yeah.
Which I don't even get how Jamaica can, because they could barely keep lights going, and you need a ton of power to power AI. It costs a lot to power AI. You need a lot of energy to power it, and Jamaica could barely even power little.
Then I must say I use solar, man.
Solar can't do it, Auntie Jen. It needs a lot of power. Solar can't power it. You need a ton of power, ton of electricity to power AI. Any sort of AI mechanism that you're putting in place, it takes a ton of power. And Jamaica cannot produce that kind of power at all. If Jamaica wanted to produce that power, your light bill will be twice as much.
Are you saying that the electricity where we have here can power the robots?
It can, but guess what? You, the consumer of the electricity, will pay twice as much for what, in order to compensate for that power.
No,
so if you're paying $45,000 now a month for your power, you're gonna pay $90,000, because that means JPS is gonna have to bring in more oil.
Any day JPS send me bill for 90,000 is the day when me I got teeth like the rest of people then.
So you see, it affects everyone. Everyone will be affected. Middle class, everyone. I mean, the rich, the wealthy of the country, they can afford it. So to them, they'll just complain, and they'll complain in their circles, right? They'll just complain at their fancy parties. Oh, I'm paying $150,000 for this month, you know, and I ran the air conditioner for only half the time. Right? And they'll just laugh about it, but they'll still pay it.
Yeah.
But like you, the rest of middle class, working class, all those people are going to have to compensate for that.
Well, I mean, I know that the part of the work out, but...
So for him to talk about AI, you know, bringing AI and robotics, I'm like, Jamaica doesn't have that kind of power. Even in America, where we have a lot of our power comes from nuclear, right? We have nuclear power plants that powers our grids, and that produces a lot of power. Even that is not even enough for us to deal with the amount of AI.
So, where do we go from here? as a
I
country?
think as a country, I mean, I don't know. I thought about this the other night, and I said to myself, I don't know if Jamaica is able to come back. I think there just need to be a wake-up call, and the wake-up call is to lay everything out in front of the people. And I don't think the current government is able to do that, because everything is with a spin with that. They spin everything, right? The opposition only has so much power. And the only thing I can say is that the opposition they have to be steadfast. And in terms of getting the issues out in front of the people, be it through press conferences. Again, I said this before, I do not trust or rely on the media in Jamaica because they've always been biased. Maybe what the opposition should start to do is to go internationally now, is to go to BBC, AP News, Al Jazeera. They need to just get out there internationally. Even if the government try and, discredit them, because if you go internationally, it will make Jamaica look bad. And the government would not want that. But I think at this point, the opposition should just go internationally. Like, bring Dr. Dawes, Nikisha Burchell, Zalika Jess, all of them, Dr. Dayton Campbell, all of them. Just go internationally now. At this point, just go internationally. Just tell the truth. Tell the truth internationally, what is going on in that country. And keep hounding them internationally. Because once you bring international attention, to what's really going on in the country, then those governments will pay attention.
But will it benefit us? Because yes, it will go
It will be painful. It will be painful because those governments. And Auntie Jen, I know I shouldn't talk about race, but let's be honest here, right? Jamaica is a black-run country, and most of the tourists are coming from white countries.
One moment, Fergie. I want you to listen.
I first wanted to know that I speak from the context that us winning at this point for Jamaica is a significant thing that will impact how Jamaica looks in the years ahead. And so, though having witnessed, I cannot be the same, having witnessed what has happened out west, that is in the back of my mind, as well as the fact that when we speak about numbers and situations in this house and otherwise, we are actually speaking about actual people and their lives. It's not lost on me at all. So I had a few questions, and I think the first one is a principle, because I hear a lot of numbers bandied about when people speak, different leaders speak about how many food packages delivered, what is the need, that kind of thing. I'm wondering if it would not suit us so that we can assess how we actually perform through this period, if there was some kind of overarching, I don't know, KPI or KPIs that indicate for each of the major areas how we are actually doing. Because when I hear 133,000 food packages and 61,000 relief packages, I'm sure that given how many days after and how many families are impacted, that it may just not be enough. So I would love if we could actually be tracking that to see whether or not we're doing well there. Then I wonder for the utility companies in speaking and talking about 70% or restoration, that kind of thing, if it would not suit us better to do it by area that was impacted, because I know there are several communities out west that have not seen, and I doubt they'll see light for now, given the state of what happened with their polls, etc. So if we could ask utility companies to track it like that, I think it'd be more meaningful and would help business interests in those areas to know how better plan for what they can expect to receive. I move on now, Minister, to the container housing, and I note the Prime Minister shared that 5,000 initially and others to follow. I'm thinking as Every day I go to my bed, I think about the people, the mothers in particular. I'm sorry if I'm biased here, but who wash their children's clothes and then rain comes again the next day and they're wet and they have to start all over. So I don't know what is the immediate plan to help to alleviate some of that pain. And then as it relates to the container housing, I heard about it being houses for purchase. And I'm wondering how some of these people who lost their income will be able to purchase even with help from the NHT. I don't know if special consideration will be made for how they can actually qualify. The social housing I heard was a small portion, so I don't know what that is. Again, that's why numbers and data matters. And then overall, I am wondering which committee of the many will look at the loss of earning potential, because people like our artisans are going to clearly lose income for a long time, and I don't know how we'll assess their earning loss, and what special concessions we put in place to actually help them to be able to earn going forward, because I recognize we have to pass the stage of wisdom. I first wanted
So
to
you hear
know
what
that.
she said. What is your... She asked the question and over there ask. I talk about. That's why I said make we play. Same thing we were talking.
Yeah, but
Who them are going
what
to
did they answer?
Nobody no answer yet. Me not see the answer.
Okay. See, that's that's the problem. They have no answer. Those are the same critical questions that needs to be answered.
They not, them just put out something out there to the public, and say Jamaica an idiot and we not in a sense, so we will just listen.
That's insane, Auntie Jen. I'm sorry, that's insane, and I cannot believe.
That's so bad,
I can't believe it. I don't want to believe it, but I can believe it. I know I contradict myself right there, but it's in seeing some of these videos, right? Like real videos of these folks. And I look at these poor people and I'm like, wow, they really have no clue. They have no understanding. Like, Auntie Jen, you were right when you said, they put up like plyboard houses. They're not putting up real good wooden houses. And I looked and I'm like, yeah, Auntie Jen is right. It's plywood. It's not like real good wooden houses. Because you're right, wooden houses could be built to withstand a Cat 5 if they're built correctly.
If they're built correctly on the right soil.
On the right soil and the right foundation, they can withstand a Cat 5, right? And I looked at this one guy. He had a one room and the thing fell down and he didn't know. I said, oh my God, this is so sad. This is an older gentleman. And I said, oh my God, this is what the country really is like. You see, everyone, I think, gets so hyped about Jamaica, and obviously I love Jamaica, I'm biased, but they get hyped about going into Kingston, St. Catherine, Portmore area, and you see all this Americanized, Miami-looking sort of places.
Yeah, give me 1 minute.
Right?
One more, hold on. Let me play this from...
And my team.
Listen to this.
Dwayne Vaz here. You're a member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland. Many of you would remember when I spoke in Parliament the other day accusing the minister and his ministry of politicizing the distribution of resources from the government. And they denied what I said. The Prime Minister even went on his high horse and tried to deny what was being said. But what I can say is that since then, the ministry has been down here twice without consultation with me, the Member of Parliament. They were here on Tuesday, and it was late in the evening when I was made aware that they were here distributing resources, even though the former Member of Parliament was informed and was there. Today, the minister himself was in Central Westmoreland without consulting with me as the Member of Parliament, distributing resources, and guess where? At the house of a labor rights activist in Savlamar. That is where they were today, distributing the resources from the government. No consultation with me, as usual, but yet they claim that they are not politicizing the distribution of resources. I am saying what the minister and the ministry is doing must stop right now. This is not about PNP or JLP. We're trying our best to reach everybody in this disaster. We know the place was devastated. People need help. It is not time now to be trying to pick out who is who or trying to look props from distributing resources. So what I'm saying going forward, we would appreciate if the minister would make consultation with me and my team when you're coming in or when you are going to distribute any resources.
Isn't that breaking the law?
It is. So what they should do, what the opposition should do at this point in time, because it happened with Just as well. So we could just constituency.
Yeah.
Right? So what they should do, you know what? Bring it to the embassies. You bring it to the ambassadors of the various embassies. Talk to the international media. They just need to bring this to the international media. Hold a press conference, bring it to the international media. And what they need to do is to hold their voice even in the local media. So even nationwide, the infamous nationwide, they need to go right at them, Auntie Jen.
No, talk foolishness. Nationwide not take no news from the PNP.
But aren't they supposed to be at the press conference? I would take questions from them and then lay it right into them.
Oh, you mean the press conference?
Right, right. You see what the opposition should do? All right, so I'm in the U.S. I have a president here. This president is unprecedented, to say the least. Right? And he's unprecedented with the press because he will get nasty with the press. And he's not apologetic to the, he will get downright nasty. He will call you a pig. Okay? In the press. He will call you a piggy. Quiet piggy. That's what he told this reporter. So that's what the PNP needs to be. That's what they need to do with the local press. Forget being gentlemanlike at this point in time. They need to invoke Tony Spalding back in the day.
But you know, so 6 people dead from the leptospirosis.
Leptospirosis, yeah, there's going to be a lot more. There will be a lot more. First of all, the health system is not up to par. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this crisis. So you have a health system not up to par. You have a crisis like this. It is going to spread like wildfire. But they wanted to shut down. The first person to talk about this in Parliament was Dr. Dayton Campbell. And then Dr. Alfred Dawes followed up. And they said, oh, they're showboating. Oh, they're showing on. No, they have knowledge. They are medical doctors.
Look, I'm just say on the news there. Then all up the Chinaman downtown, watch her. And take away money.
Oh, jeez.
Right there. So, you see we're going in our country, you know?
Auntie Jen, there's going to be more of that. There's going to be more of that.
The country will go down the hill, you know.
Auntie Jen, didn't I just say to you that a hungry man will kill his own mother? So what about the person who is not even related to him? A hungry man, you make a man that hungry, he will kill his own mother, period, to survive. So what is it if he doesn't know you or me, he has no connection to any of us? This is bad. It's a bad situation. First of all, that government should have had a plan in place, right? When they saw that the storm was going to hit the west side of that island. People are like, oh, they didn't know it quaked. No, I've been watching that whole weekend, like all these independent people who are on the island trying to track the storm. They were all in Kingston. I tracked these three guys, these three white men from independent. They like to do the whole follow the storm sort of reporting. They were all in Kingston. They were at Sandy Gully. They were everywhere. And then Sunday morning, I was watching them, and all three of them, including the Fox News guy that everyone is loving, Sunday morning, they all left Kingston to run to St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland and Manchester because they said, oh, the storm is not coming to this end of the island.
1 minute, one moment.
Education system. Our most immediate concern in relation to the effects of Hurricane Melissa on the education sector is the well-being of children and their educators. But also, there is a need to contemplate how the present connects to a long-term vision for education, including the prospect of the development of a national framework for education in times of crisis such as this. We have heard the minister speak to building for resilience in the face of climate change, but I want to state that resilience in the education sector is not just about infrastructure. Minister,
that's right.
The question of whether education is fit for purpose in Jamaica. Mr. President, surely the effects of the hurricane have raised the urgency of the need for an education system oriented to grappling with climate change. It tells us it is imperative to mainstream environmental studies into the national education curriculum. The approach to education must engender curiosity about our land use, very important, generate and collect local data on the environment, whether we are talking about rainfall, floods, bushfires, river behavior, tide levels, shore erosion, hillside erosion, and such. And it must especially develop indigenous knowledge and solutions on how to secure the land, its resources, and the climate for a future of common human well-being. Our knowledge is very important to how we construct this nation. On the matter of human well-being, I note the provisions, and knowledge is very important to how we construct this nation. On the matter of human well-being, I note the provisions and we appreciate them very much, as I said before, especially in relation to the psychosocial well-being of children and parents. We note, and since education is so important, we note that the JTA had announced a $30 million grant for teachers, and we wonder whether the Ministry of Education is making similar arrangements for teachers, given the very important role that they play in their society. Relatedly, we have been provided with important information on this. Thank you to the Minister for her statement. We appreciate especially the attention to psychosocial well-being of those in the education system. Our most immediate concern in relation to the effects of Hurricane Melissa on the education sector is the well-being of children and their educators. But also, there is a need to contemplate how the present connects to...
So
look at that, Auntie Jan. You're going to have a generation here, right, in the West, that those children are not getting good education at all. They're not going to school. Like, how can you go to school? You have no home. There's no security. Your family, who's supposed to try and protect you and take care of you, they're in distress. Right? Like, how could they go to school? How? So you see what I mean? That the country, the government should have had a plan in place. Again, I had watching these 3 white men on the island, independent, doing track and storm. They knew the storm was going west. Sunday. This was Sunday morning. When did that storm hit the island? Tuesday morning. So why didn't the government move resources closer to the west side of the island to try and immediately start relief in the western part of the island? I did not hear. I've been watching their press conferences during that whole weekend, right? In the U.S., Anti-Gen, typical. They will tell you in 12 hours, we're going to do this. This is our objective. In 24 hours, this is our objective. In 48 hours, this is our objective. In 70, like, they boiled down to everyone in 12-hour increments. What is the objective? I did not hear an objective as of now from that government of that island. Period.
They never have no preparation method for the hurricane. They believe that it would have just happen like
is the role of the government of any country.
Yes, but we don't have
that. That is the role.
We're not even up to now. Not even tent not put up for some people yet.
Well, okay, thank you, Auntie John. So when you saw what happened, you mean to tell me that you did not think of saying, "Oh, let us." I can't build the houses. I can't put up these board houses quickly enough. I can't put up this housing. You know what? Let's get tents built and put them in. Or find places where we can evacuate these people for a short period of time. Auntie Jen, I was here when Katrina happened in New Orleans. And we saw the devastation in New Orleans, the flooding. And they immediately said, okay, we're putting them up in the Hydrodome, which is a humongous stadium. We're going to build huts. They'll have bathroom. They'll have everything. We're just going to move everyone into the Hydrodome in New Orleans. And they're going to stay there until they figure out the next steps. There is no figuring out the next steps, what I'm seeing. The videos I'm seeing from people like yourself on YouTube, independently going down there, there's no figuring it out. These people are they're just out there.
Yeah. They're just out there.
They're out there.
And that's why I don't know how a labor writer will come and defend the government when it is clearly in our view that they are incompetent.
No, because you know what? They have taught those folks, Auntie Jen, and I don't want to disparage all of them because not all of them are like that, but for the most part, they have taught them to think about only yourself.
Yeah. You're right.
We, you know, being of the PNP sort of mindset and background, we're thinking about the larger community. We're thinking about the country. I have come to figure it out that it's only about yourself and not the larger community at large. That is the problem.
But even with the care package giving away now, if I notice the artists in a labor right out there giving nothing, you know, I PNP them are giving, you know.
Exactly. Exactly. I follow all these people and I see all these care packages. They're going down there, they're packing up, they're doing. I'm like, wow. Like yesterday, I was watching Andre Stevens, when I came home, and I was like, oh, look at, which I love watching him. And there was Mark Golding stuff at his place and delivers stuff. He's putting together stuff. I'm like, Marvin is another one who's always putting together stuff, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And this is just from private citizen.
Yeah.
That should be like pretty much every private citizen, especially the wealthier ones in the Kingston area. Where are they? Where are the wealthy ones from Jack Sills and Cherry Gardens and Red Hills? Where are they?
In their living room right now, I listen to it.
See, that's a problem. That's why the country is going down a path that I feel is not good. You see, the JLP loves to talk about Michael Manley, right? They never talk about Edward Seaga. And Michael Manley, his words still runs true to today. His words back then. Mm. You see, if we were self-reliant, if we had done all these things, Auntie Jan, this storm would have blown over. Yes, there would have been deaths, there would have been destruction, but we would have gotten ourselves right on our feet in no time. Because we would have been self-reliant on ourselves. Mm-hmm. We would have been producing on our own and not dependent on others to produce for us. I think people, and especially the younger folks of today, right? There's internet, everyone has internet access, you have computers, you have these restaurants in Kingston, you have these big, beautiful buildings. It looks sort of like a mini Miami, and that's fooling people. What these folks don't realize, there's only a few people in that society who are able to enjoy, own that sort of lifestyle. Mm-hmm. They don't get that. They just see this, it looks fabulous. Oh, you're going to this party in Kingston and it's over at this restaurant or this club, and look at the restaurant and club. It looks so great. It looks so nice and so modern, versus my time when I was there in the 70s. It's totally different. But I think that has fooled a lot of people. Not everyone. You don't own those restaurants. You don't own those apartments. You're not an owner of any of that. Mm-hmm. You're just a consumer that is paying the owners.
Yeah, tap up the screen, everybody. Tap up the screens.
So I think that's a problem, Auntie Jan. Jamaica has modernized itself to a certain degree, not completely, but it's modernized itself to a certain degree that people feel, oh, this is great prosperity. No, you're not prosperous. You're not. You still have pit toilets. There's still pit toilets in the country. We're in 2025. People still have pit latrines. And that's normal? And you're okay with that?
Some now have none.
Okay, Auntie Jen, thank you.
Yeah, I saw it may sound bad, but a bush, a lot of people are going right now.
I was just about to ask you, where are these people going?
Bush.
In the West.
Bush.
Where are they going?
In a bush. In the bush, them are going, my brother. Some they have no toilet. In the bush, them are going.
Oh my God. And that's going to have a long-term effect. If you have a lot of these people, again, it's not just 500 people who are affected that you could say, We can handle that. It's okay. These are thousands of people going in the bush like that.
In a bush. If you go down there right now, I go down there Wednesday, and the 2 times ago, I make sure I left out on my house, I use my bathroom. And now Wednesday again, I say, well, want urinate, and I have to keep that till me come home.
Till you get back. Oh, boy.
So I never use no bathroom all day.
Because that was the other thing I'm thinking. I'm like, where are these people going? Like,
apart from those who in a shelter over at school, they must chuck water and there's some black tank over there where they use to flush the toilet. When you say in a toilet, them no look good at all. But other than that, no, as far as me I drive, me wanna see at home and me could have go ask somebody say, let me use your bathroom now. No, me have to go find one bush and go in there.
Oh no.
Yeah,
no.
If it is so bad, I'll call one night when me drive on the road, myself, me see one little thick piece of bush. But you see through everything drive and just a spring back, the whole
dry up, yes, yeah.
You can't find a good roadside bush for going in, so you have to keep it up.
Right. Because that's the other thing. Like, where are people, releasing themselves, relieving themselves, I should say. And in this time of moment, there's no electricity, so they have no water. They can't.
All right. During the duration of my drive, me not exaggerate. Me know me pass more 4 man top of road I urinate. Right side of the car.
Well, man, okay, I get it. Like, I can get
because
that.
Even the lady when me and her did a travel, she did have one jacket and she said to me, say, if me come out, me can stoop down at the car and she'd take the jacket and like cover me so nobody no can know. But me never stop, me hold it till me reach home.
But Auntie Jen, it's easy with number one, as I would call it. But number two, what are these people doing with number two? Well,
let me tell you, say, the bushy people never do them thing, my brother. You don't understand when you say in a bush. You never that Jamaican know say people, hold on, and nothing new. People used to do the bush long time. You go in a bush, go do the brother. You have to bend down in there, stoop down and do the.
Wow.
Right now, that happen down there. In a bush, nobody they don't want to talk about it, but me I tell you, say that happen. In a bush, whenever there's a bush, they maybe just come in and never see bush much, but them a spring back now, so then we soon have more bush for going.
So they're springing back. So the trees
the trees are spring. That's why I tell people so there's no acid never in the hurricane. The tree them a spring back.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm. So that's hope. That's at least hope.
Yeah, man, the tree them a spring back.
Because what I saw on some videos, it looked like someone bombed those areas.
Yeah, like the first time when I went, but me not tell a lie.
Or a fire went through it.
Yeah, but some of them still dry now, but at least some of them are spring up back like a green leaf.
But yeah, it shows
so
that
you probably
the country is not as prosperous.
The question you should have asked. So after them going at the bush, where they get water for wash their hand? And that are the question.
Auntie Jen, I was not going to ask that because I don't want to know the answer to that question at all.
So Fergie, let me ask you a question. You never do the bush yet?
No, Auntie Jen, I'm a Kingstonian. Listen to me. I grew when I was born there, grew up on the island. I've been in Kingston. I've always had water. I've always had a toilet.
Well,
I've never done that.
Me know if you do it a bush. I remember one time we got one mango bush, man. Way far. And that one happen. You just go find one little place here. Some people are on that mango tree back in the day. Because they don't want nobody to go under the mango tree there and then just do it on there for nobody to go. Yeah, what you talking about? You're not country boy, man.
No, I'm not country at all. I'm Kingstonian. I told you.
They are Kingston. Hold on. Let me say something to you. They are still Kingstonian who do it too. People that Kingston
I'm
right now,
sure.
hold on now, people in a Kingston right now don't have toilet too. So I don't go country. Somebody get to them now in the
True.
toilet.
I guess I was good because I've always had running water and toilet. Entered that, I have no idea. Because when I was born,
No.
I was born
Good
in
night, G.
I was
Louis.
born in Vineyard Town in St. Joseph's,
Yeah.
and then my family at the time lived in Harborview, and they had toilets and running water there. And then my parents bought the house in
G. Louis.
Rockford, and I've always had water there. There, even in storms, even my tenant, I still have the house there. And I checked on my tenant, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." We had running water, lights, the entire thing. I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, we were good. It was normal. We were fine." I said, "Oh, okay. No issue with the house?" She's like, "No issue with the house." I said, "All right, perfect, good." So until then, I have no idea.
You're not real Jamaican, man. If you're not Dodo Bush, you're not Jamaican.
No, I don't. Yeah, I've never ever, and I've never, and I know this is gonna sound very privileged, but when I went to the rural areas, it was when I was a kid there. It was mainly to the resorts. So to me, it was. I'm like, okay, I'm at a hotel, no big deal. We have everything. The only luxury, I'm like, wow, they have air conditioning.
You're a rich boy, man. I want to talk to somebody who know the down to earth thing. You're too privileged, man. Hey, you have people that do all in a scandal bag.
Oh, Auntie Jen, stop.
So you mean me not tell you the real? Hey, we need to face reality. These things are happening, my brother. Right as me, you sit down here is talking.
That's one of the main things I'm thinking about.
The people that in a parliament now go talking. Remember back in the days as we were kids, you used to have sanitary inspector who come around. You know have them something there again. Alright, enough all the people that were capture land and build pan capture land. Them build house, then on a kitchen, then on a bathroom. Where you think they go? In a bush.
I noticed that. Even the one guy I saw on a video, and he only had a one room, like boardhouse that blew down. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, where did he go to the bathroom? Where did he take a shower? He just had this one room, and what did he do? Like, there's no bathroom. It wasn't a house, Auntie Jen. It was one room.
Right, so you go there, you just build up one little place where you can sleep.
I think my bedroom is larger than his one room.
Alright, so you just build up on something where you can put one little bed in, and that's something. A whole heap of people live that their life in Jamaica right now, yeah. As me and you speak, and some, even when I blow down, not have no toilet. Right in a Kingston and St. Andrew when I have toilet, may I tell you that. Some of them are scandal. Some of them are scandal bag and dodo in and tie up a tray in a garbage.
Oh my God. And this is supposed to be prosperity, right?
Well, prosperity that we're really.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
See what I mean? This is supposed to be prosperity.
So nobody ask why the people them down in West were blow down and nothing and then still did it under the liquor sitting. Some of them we still have toilet, you know. If their house blow off the top and so the toilet would still there. But some when they unknown because you can see it on the video somewhere where you see it's in a toilet now and that's some of them. You know have to ask right. And she say go house blow down, you know, see not even toilet in her yard. So they can't tell you say a back of house or in a bush then go do it.
And this is prosperity, as what the government said during the election time.
You never see one reporting come out the other day and say 79,000 Jamaicans live below poverty level. You think I did joke?
No, I think it's more than that. I don't even think it's 79,000. I think it's definitely. This hurricane is supposed to show the Jamaican people that it's not 79,000 people living below poverty level. It's a lot of people.
is a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. And not everyone can afford to buy a home, and not everyone can afford to pay the rent in a house. Because one hotel I go to, it's in St. Mary that I frequent. And when I ask those guys, I'm like, well, how much is rent that you know, for the ones who are renting, right? And they would tell me they're paying at least 40,000-50,000 for like a 1 or a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah, people, it's cheapest you can get it. Maybe you will get one for 25, 30 for 1 bedroom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One woman, she has a son, and she's paying 50,000 for like a 2-bedroom house, and I said, "Wow, 50,000 a month?" And she's like, "Yep, 50,000 a month. I pay for the 2-bedroom." I mean, they get paid a little above minimum wage, but then I start to calculate. I'm like, she's not making, 100,000 Jamaican a month, right? She's making a little bit more than minimum wage. And I'm like, well, when you pay 50,000, what is left for you to do? And she turned to me and she's like, not much. She's like, I have to budget very carefully. And I don't think people understand, Auntie Jen, that this plays with your mental health, right? At the end of the day, if you have to work all the time, every day, and you're not able to afford a day off or several days off to just unwind, it plays in your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think and I think that's also another issue of that country, because if you have to work every day, all day, you can't get a break. You can't get a day off. That's going to affect you at the end of the day.
Mm.
It's gonna affect your relationship with your children. If you have children, it's gonna affect your relationship. If you have a partner, it's gonna affect your relationship with the family. It's gonna affect everyone.
True.
You're working every day, and you can't get like a day off. You can't take a week off to say, let me enjoy life for a moment. And Jen, that is sad, and it is heartbreaking. Because you have to work in order to pay the rent, to pay for food, pay for electricity, to pay for all these things.
It's rough.
And it shows now with Hurricane Melissa, right?
Mm-hmm.
It hit the West, which has, I suspect, has a lot more of the people who work in the hotel industry. So now they are not working. They're not going to work because they have issues to face with. They have to deal with their situation. So they're not getting paid. I'm sure these hotels are not going to be kind. Again, we're in a Jamaica moved to a capitalist society, so you're not getting any minimum benefit from the government to help sustain you. So you're not getting monies in your pockets, and you have to now think about your housing. You have to think about, if you have children, to think about their well-being.
Yeah,
Auntie Jen,
I want you listen to, I'm going to play Nikita Burchell. She depend something to,
For livestock crop damage at a bit over $2 billion. Most of the farm roads in St. James have been cut off, not just to vehicular traffic, but also to foot. So a lot of our farmers haven't been able to access their farms. How then did we reach $2.1 billion? Is it solely aerial coverage, or have you found another way to get into these farms so that we can truly present a picture that reflects what's happening on the ground? One. Number two, PS, with respect, it's related to the farm roads. I know you mentioned the $2.7 billion worth of loss that you've registered, and about 800 million, you said, has been identified to assist with farm roads. But in the interim, I know that is to be spent over the rest of the financial year. In the interim, can we get some marl and shingles or whatever to kind of fill the gap in some of these areas until you get to reinstating the roads? Because we have what is left of our crops after Hurricane Melissa can still be recovered, but we just can't access it. So we want to know if there can be some interim measures filling in some of the greater craters so that we can get out the food that is still there before it goes bad. And finally, with respect to food security, and speaking from Western Jamaica and St. James in particular, the markets are already reflecting the loss of the food we would have expected to have on the shelves at this time. Are there any interim measures that the ministry is contemplating to ensure we have meals at Christmas, and that I know it takes 6 to 9 months for the bananas to come back and the plantains to come back, but what interim measure so that we are not starving are you contemplating so we have food for Christmas?
All right, I'm going to suggest that rather than go a second round of questions after we get answers for these, that we move on to another ministry. We have 4 ministries here. We've used an hour already. And I really don't want us to go a second round while we have important other ministries to get to. So, no, the second round I'm talking about, those who haven't asked a question yet, I will still allow. But I'm throwing it to the ministry to respond to those questions now. No, but Mr. Williams appears to have I don't know how much farmers he has in his area, but he has a second round, so you can go with him. PS, just turn on your mic for me. PS, just turn on your mic. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to try to be very quick in dealing with this. Regarding seeds. The previous situation was $80 million, and that was
because it was added to.
That was totally.
You're saying you just want to tag it on to.
Yes, because a quick question that it would be.
One,
what was happening in respect of the drone mapping of crops that we had, farm roads that we have, being able to quickly assess exactly what is the extent of the damage.
To the question,
and then read the seeds. Even though we spoke about seeds, what about seedlings in particular? If RADA has been able to identify existing seedlings, and why that particular question, seedlings would help us to recover faster for the cash crops that we would need for Christmas.
Understood.
Than seeds at this moment. So if they could give us an idea of the extent of seedlings that survive Melissa and how fast we would be able to get those distributed so we can get moving for Christmas.
You said that in this phase we're really focusing on giving people access, whether 1 or 2 lanes. But relocation is something that I think we have to think about for some of our communities that still, even with the 1 lane or the 2 lane, it's added hours upon our commute. And also the taxi fares have increased, quadrupled in most cases, from $250 in most of my communities to as much as $1,000. So Melissa has brought a lot of terror but some lessons as well and some opportunities. Would a relocation of the Springmount Road, for example, in East Central St. James, which is the main thoroughfare for us from Montego Bay into deeper South St. James, be something that we accelerate, front load now. Also, the conversation of making that passage from Trelawney into Magotty that comes through St. James, could that also be before people start to make their own little route, and then the bigger picture is missed, and the blessing, if I dare say so, from Hurricane Melissa of recreating this new path be accelerated. I wanted to say to you, PS, that perhaps we ought to look at the disaster zones separately and differently than how we treat with the other constituencies. And I say that to say, an MP like myself, every day I'm out there trying to beg food for constituencies. For constituents. I'm not yet at the stage where I can dedicate my mind physically or my thoughts to saying, how do I go find 100 special people to give this housing benefit
so let me
to?
put that one on. So you hear what the conversation is about. Asking question about why not make the more serious part that get it of a more priority than a general.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what Nikisha was trying
Right.
to ask. Oh boy, I don't know where we are going.
Right.
People
So-
give up, yeah?
So you see, Auntie John, they have no plans. There's no planning on recovery and relief for those people.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because you need to pay attention to the people who were most impacted by that storm. And you need to try and save and rescue those folks out of their situation immediately.
Yeah.
Then you can start to plan and think about, like, okay, where do we go from here? There's none of that. What I'm watching, what the government is saying, because I listened to some of their press conferences and I had to stop because it was making my blood pressure go higher than it should be. I said, this makes no sense. I'm not in the government there. I'm not in any government at all, but just critically thinking, I'm like, wouldn't you try and assess, like, okay, these areas were critically affected. We need to rescue these people, get them out of there as fast as we can, get them to shelter. You want shelter, water, and food. Those are the three main things every human being is looking for. Shelter, water, food. Just three main things. Forget clothes. No one cares about clothes. No one cares what they look like at this point in time. They're thinking about those three main things.
Yeah.
How can we deliver those three things to these critical areas? And it doesn't seem to me that the government of the day really is thinking along those lines.
No. They don't. They don't.
They're thinking about how we get seedlings and all of that. At this moment, no one cares about no one cares to hear about seedlings at this point in time.
What you saying,
No,
Faith? 1 minute. 1 minute, Marina.
Mhm.
If a person have to live like that, they are not better than a prisoner. Well, you're
True.
right. You're right, Faith. But the reality
True.
is what's
True.
happening right now. And there's nothing more to
True,
go.
that
I was
person is
saying,
right.
I was saying after the hurricane, I thought they would have known that and bring some like a portable patty something down there, so the people then could have used them. And now I go
there
1
you go,
month
Auntie
all
Jen.
now. So that's why you see all of these sitting there box out down there. 6 people now dead from leptospirosis and more go dead.
More is gonna die from it. More is gonna die from it. Come on.
So this is impact and I think that
And again-
the things government just want the poorer people then for just dead out and just see them as a crisis in the country. So if you can get all the people there.
I agree.
No,
I so agree.
I think
Because
that's exactly what it might say. Show them know what not make them just dead out and we get people who can produce.
and then I also I was thinking today, I'm like, is this political? It is political, obviously, but is it political to the extent that, oh, Westmoreland, the entire parish, didn't go
But
my
what
way?
about understand, you know?
So,
And the Uncle PMP that Westmoreland, you know, Labour right down there. So I can't tell you, say, and the Uncle PMP are dead. Labour right are dead too.
yeah, okay, Auntie Jan. Okay. Okay. Because you and I both know Saint Elizabeth tends to be all JLP. Don't ask me why, but they tend to be.
They're not all JLP, man. It mix up. Everywhere you go, it mix up. It's just that more of them vote. And the truth of the matter too.
Right.
If the PMP them in come out and vote too, them would vote them out too. So that's another thing.
It's just a very sad situation, and it's just being
it's really sad. And people will listen to me, it's the truth. It may sound raw and rash what me said, but it's the reality where happen down there. A bushy people them have to go, and then the government for help them. Now some of them may start dig up back, fix up back their little place, from walk and pick up back their little wood and then take their little tarpaulin throw over the top. Yeah, people out on the road and maybe stop it and say, you know, we're beg if they could even get money for buy nail and some zinc and something. I say next time when I go back down there, I go hardware, I go buy some zinc nail and you know, get a couple of people where really want some. I don't really have the money. I don't have the money. Honestly, I don't have the money for go buy zinc. I don't have the money for go buy plywood. So me whatever I can do in my little capacity, that's what I have to do. I can't do like the other people. I don't have the money.
Right, Auntie Jan. Listen, first of all, don't even apologize for it to sound raw and real. It is real. It is what it is. And there's no apology needed on your end. And if TikTok doesn't like this, screw them. I'm sorry. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But you do what you gotta do. End the story.
Yeah.
If you do as much as you can do. Like I've given money. I've been given money. One thing I have to admit, I will not give money to the government. I've been given money to other charitable organizations that I know of. That I know people who have worked with them, and they're the only ones I'm giving money to. I refuse to give to the government. The government, they're getting more than enough. They need to figure it out. And that's the problem I have with this government as well. They've been getting a ton of aids in. Why is that not being parsed out to the people of that area?
That's what, true. Anyway, we reach our time limit now, so I forgot because I still have something to do before I go on my bed tonight. I have some chicken when I go cut up and season up you know.
All right, Auntie Jan.
Yeah, so I go look further tonight, but take them out and then out in I sink them now, so I go cut them up and wash them off with some vinegar and season them and put them down back in the fridge for tomorrow. Because we have some people that go do some work, so I cook some food for them.
All right. What you cooking tomorrow, Auntie Jan?
I think I'm going to cook rice and peas and curry chicken and fried chicken.
On a Saturday? What? All right.
Yeah, because at the work, man, they may go cook for.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to take care of yourself again. Thank you, guys. Love you. Thanks for the support. And I'll catch you the next time. Have yourself a great night and enjoy your weekends. All right?
You too, Auntie Jan. Be safe.
All right, baby. Good night over YouTube. Love you. Thanks for the support as always, and I'll catch you the next time. Have yourself a great night.